media now finally reiterating what we've been saying here for a very long time. Biden is absent-minded, senile, too old to be president, and as I have said for many weeks, shows all the classic signs of a form of Parkinson's disease. Now that the left is unable to hide the truth of Biden's senile performances, there's finally talk about potentially replacing him with a more coherent candidate. Any candidate's more coherent, I believe. If the Democrats do decide to drop Biden from the ballot, is that even possible? Should Republicans want to keep him on the ballot? All important question. Joining me now to discuss it all is an attorney with the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project, Matheu. Max, how are you today? Good to have you here. All of these questions are important as we head into the weekend. Of course, the Republican National Convention begins Monday, and all eyes will be on Milwaukee. But the big story continues to be really the collapse of Joe Biden, does it not?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Look, I think the Democrats are definitely in between a rock and a hard place right now. The work we've been doing with the Oversight Project has been highlighting how hard it's going to be for them to take him off the ballot. And I think because of the work we've done, last week Biden came out and said that he's the nominee. The DNC confirmed it in their leaked talking points. Look, the logistical hurdles that they're going to have to go through to get him off the ballot are severe. There's a lot of different timing issues, and his early announcement that he's a nominee is only a further indication that the Oversight Project is doing the right work.
The Democrats, man, what Joe Biden did yesterday was the worst possible outcome for any of them. They wanted one of two things to happen, Max. They wanted him to do horribly, to self-destruct completely so it'd make it easy to say, okay, Mr. President, we're done here. Or to hit it out of the park, to have a rock star performance. Neither of those things happened. He did enough to stay the course for a campaign, enough for Joe Biden and Hunter and whoever's in his inner circle to say, you know what, you did fine, a couple of small gaffes, no big deal. And so those that want Joe Biden gone are in trouble because they don't have the momentum to get him out of there, do they?
No, they definitely don't. And, look, the past 3.5 years, we've been lied to by the left-wing media. We've all known that President Biden is not fit to stand for the office. And it's clear now that the Democrats are recognizing that their election chances are diminishing because the candidate they have can't even stay up past 4 p.m.
Yeah, he's a bit sleepy. Here's the problem they face, though, Max. Even if they try to pursue taking him out, Wisconsin, there is no provision unless he's dead. So don't take any lunch meetings with Nancy Pelosi is my advice. Or, Hillary Clinton, or anybody else for that matter. No lunch meetings for anybody who might not like your style, Joe. Second thing is Nevada. Deadline was June the 28th at 5 p.m. Unless the candidate is dead, there's no provision to take these people off and replace them. It doesn't work that way. The clock is working in Joe Biden's favor, but against Democrats who want him to be removed. They have no good solution, do they?
No, they don't. And so I think it's important to kind of take a look at the three different triggering events for getting him off the ballot. So right now we're in the pre-convention area. The Oversight Project has identified several states, especially key swing states, that may have statutes that trigger should he try to, withdraw before the convention. There's also convention and post-convention. So now the longer he waits, he's pushing up against serious statutory limitations, deadlines. Texas has a 74-day deadline before the election to withdraw a candidate's name. And if they don't meet that deadline, that would mean Biden's name stays on the ballot. That would put us at August 21st. The convention's the 19th through the 22nd for the Dems. The Dems have done other things to essentially circumvent the convention. They have a roll call, a virtual delegation of Biden delegates pre the convention to get around Ohio's law. Ohio had a special legislation.
What date is that set for? What date is it? Do you know?
7th. It's August 7th.
So, right. So coming up on August 7th, in a little more than 3 weeks, they're going to secure him as the candidate. And at that point, and look, most states have no provision at all for taking somebody off the ballot, which would mean just a complete mess, court battles and other things. And it's not like they have some great solution. What, Kamala Harris? I saw polling numbers that showed Donald Trump beating Kamala Harris by 8 and 10 points. Is that your solution? Of course, the mainstream media would treat her as the second coming. The trumpets would play, the birds would fly, the angels would sing, and they'd tell us how great she was here to save democracy after they've ripped on her for 4 years, right? I mean, when she ran for president, she got 1%. 1%. And suddenly she'll be the greatest thing ever. Where do we go from here, Max?
Look, the ball's in Biden's hands. I think, he's definitely fumbling it, but the ball's in their court. So it's all dependent upon when he decides to withdraw. The big if right now I know is that there's a lot of political money that's being dried up for his super PAC. The issues are going to start piling up, though, and that's what the Oversight Project is here to do, to make sure that we have an election with integrity, that the Democrats follow the law, and to make sure that the Democrats don't, try to circumvent their own rules. On July 21st, the DNC is holding their finalized rules committee meeting, and we'll see if whether or not there is any kind of appetite to change the rules to allow another nominee to be eligible. That's a big if.
Well, there might be. Look, it's a political party. They can change the rules whenever they want. It's not a democracy. It's not a republic. They can do as they please. It's a political party. They know that, but they're really up against the clock, and that's a fact. Max, thank you for being here. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about on this topic in the days to come. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.